Welcome back to Personal Finances for 9 to 5ers. Your girl's been away, but we're going to continue building up our financial pyramid, which we're seeing on the screen. This video, we're focusing on that first layer, which is investing in your 401k up into the employer's match. Quick summary, your 401k is an employer-sponsored account, which allows you to prepare for your future self for retirement, right? So you invest money in there. It's up to $22,500 this year, but it tends to go up a little bit each year. And for some employers, most of them, they'll offer some sort of match. So if you put in X amount of money, they're gonna max X amount back to you up to a certain percentage of your income. Now, you can put in pre-tax money, so it just comes off the top of your paycheck, or you can put in after-tax money, so after you get your net income, they can take it out of there. Let's not debate which one to do. Do something, and then as you get more comfortable, as you assess your financial situation in terms of tax savings, then it may make sense to decide pre-tax versus after-tax. But right now, the most important thing is that you get started, and that if you're able to, you understand how much your employer match is, what's the maximum you can get from them, and then figure out a way to be able to hit that goal. Now, why does that matter, Amanda? Well, for one, we're all about collecting our biggest obnoxious bag, securing all the coins, right? When you signed your offer letter, that 401k compensation benefit, whatever it is for your employer, was a part of it, right? So if there's someone who's going to match, let's say 100% of your contribution up to X percent of your income, whatever, let's say that equals $10,000 that they would actually contribute for you on top of what you do. If you don't contribute enough to get those additional matches, that's money you're leaving on the table. And we're so quick to want to job hop and let me try to get this raise over here, let me switch companies over there, and there's a time and a place to do all of that for sure. But if you're gonna get there and still leave money on the table, it doesn't matter. Now, within your 401k, you're gonna have a predefined list of things that you can invest in, right? This is just part of the partnership between your company and the broker that you use. For my job, it's Vanguard. I've worked places where it was Fidelity, Charles Schwab, pre-list of index funds, which is just a bucket of stocks and or bonds that you can invest in. Usually a target date fund is very popular. It's let's just assume you're going to retire at this year. You put your money to this fund and it will rebalance itself to be more stable over time. So that way as you get closer to retirement, your money is in less riskier assets. If you're brand new, just start with the target date fund. We'll get more into the weeds of all the bells and whistles. But for our basic people, we just getting started. Figure out when you're gonna retire. I think for me, it's supposed to be 2065 or whatever. Boom, just start investing, get that money working for you. Because doing something is better than the nothing that you're probably doing right now, right? So let's just get started. But here's the most important piece that I said, and this is why this first layer is separated from the other one, which is just getting the employer match. People don't realize that small steps add up. So I'm gonna put a mini example on the screen here of someone who, let's say, based off of her financial situation and all of that, she's only able to carve out $3,000 a year, which, let's be real, that's a lot of money considering most Americans wouldn't be able to come with $1,000 if an emergency were to show up. So based off everything she got going on, she got to pay bills, she got to pay student loans, whatever. She's listen, I can put $3,000 aside. That's what I can do. And based off of her employer matches policy, they're going to match her and give her another $3,000. So they're matching her dollar per dollar. Again, you got to understand your employer's policy and then do the math. But for her, it's dollar for dollar. So she gives $3,000, they're going to match $3,000. That means that she's contributing in total, with the help of her employer, $6,000 per year into her retirement. And you can literally see, assuming the percentage rate that's on there, right? And again, you can go up, you can go down. You can literally Google your own calculator to forecast your returns. But the point being, she's going to be in a lot better space 10, 15 years down the line than if she did absolutely nothing. And why do I bring up this example? Because we probably see so many other, people saying, well, I invest tens of thousands per year and I do this, that, and third. And if they can do that, we love that for them. That is good for them. But I want us who are maybe more in the beginning stages to just feel comfortable saying, well, this is all I got, but all I got is enough to get started and get me someplace. So again, everybody's financial pyramid, put it back on the screen, it's gonna look a little bit different, right? Based off of how much income you have, available to put towards your financial goals. You wanna grow that pile over time. But even if you're just listen, girl, all I can do is put a little something in here, then we're gonna start with our 401k, assuming you have an employer match, because whatever you give, they're gonna give you something else on top of that. That's a guaranteed return. they're just going to let that sit in there and do its thing invested in the market. Make sure you're following along as we get into our next video to talk about our IRA and HSA.